Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart and watch it burn. Tear me apart and watch it burn. All that's left is a window to my soul. Come and get it. Mouth to mouth, I breathe you in. Swallow down your jagged sin. Let it drown inside my veins. The sweetest poison I could take. You make it an art, the way that you scar with every word. But before we reach the end, strip me down again. Come and get it one more time. Whoa. If you wanna lose your mind. Whoa. Come and get it one more time. Whoa. If you wanna lose your mind. Whoa. Come and get it.
Hey, how is everyone doing tonight? We got a very interesting game, and everyone's already ready to go, so I am not going to hold them up any longer than I have to. Let them know that I'm ready, and unfortunately I did make the blind vote a little bit longer than I intended to, so that is also our Game 1 vote. But welcome everybody, welcome. Delay might be a little bit longer. I had some, than the normal 30 seconds. I had some issues with encoding and stuff. I think we're good, though. I have no idea how much of a delay it potentially made. But, that's the wrong screen. There we go. Welcome to Dragonshire! The first map of our wonderful playoff match here, quarterfinals. I'm really excited. Maybe 1-8, but we will see if it is as far or as it looks or as close as I think it will be. Anyway, Archon, being the higher seed, did decide to go for first pick, meaning Team Rippers got map pick, decided to ban out the creepy places, and Archon got rid of the techie places, and Team Rippers decided to take us to Dragonshire. Either way, we have a Rexar ban. Tie for the blind vote. 2 for Archon, 2 for Rippers. So at least the chat is heavily divided here. Either way, we have Rexar and Vikings banned out by Archon. In my scouting, Archon seemed to be more of a brawl team compared to Ripper's macro team, but judging by the map bans, it almost felt opposite. So I don't know whether or not my scouting was misplaced, or if I confused them, or what, or if they're just going for a completely different strategy. Either way, I am optimistic for tonight. Lost Vikings and Rexar banned out by Archon. Gazlo and Medivh banned out on the right side here. And a Cassia pick up by the left. So I do know that the Cassia is a very common pickup, so is Johanna. That's a lot of extra damage on those blinded targets. Get a Junkrat pick in here, that's a lot of point control and a lot of vision control around the point. And an Ana! I don't normally see Ana Junkrat, because Junkrat tends to use his mine on himself for increased mobility, to dodge skill shots and all that fun stuff. And I don't know, I feel like there's a bit of counter synergy there. We may be missing something of the combo, though. That is entirely possible. I do know that the Nano Riptire can be scary. Very scary. Deckard and Johanna. Lots of CC. But tons of CC over on Archon's side. A fair amount of macro, too. Already out on the field. Team Rippers kind of needs to pick up a little bit more. Junkrat has a lot of wave clear, to be fair, though. I don't know. I'm curious what we'll see next. I'm guessing we're going to see a tank with a lot of setup. Okay, an Imperious ban. Interesting. I don't remember seeing Imperious on scouting. But I may be misremembering. I only spent about an hour doing some scouting and stuff ahead of time. Downside of picking up the cast's day of. I am curious what this ban will be. I'm guessing something else to try and help them control the top lane. And it's Orphea. Okay, no, 4-man. Okay, so yeah, they're worried about a massive combo there. Orphea thrives off of big combos with those crushing jaws and the dread and all that fun stuff. Again, I'm curious what we'll see here. Like I said, I'm guessing a tank with a lot of setup. The off lane is very important on Dragonshire. You have 2 options. You have double soak or point control. Point control is kind of out of the picture to a certain extent. I don't know if they're going to go double soak, though. There's ETC Ming. Okay, that's a lot of blow up there. That's a ton of blow up. And a whole lot of opportunity to chain off those Ming resets. I'm curious what we're going to see here. Probably something bursty, and then, again, the offlaner almost guessing a double soaker. Jalissa... Jessalo! Jessalo? Jazzalo? You'll have to correct me in the chat. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for the follow. Also, thanks for reminding me that I do need to pause the notifications after we get to the loading screen. GG Midnight Haze got Cassia. I saw a seriously high win rate with the Cassia and a whole lot of popularity. I don't know if that's earned. I'm definitely curious to see how it plays out. Does look like we see the double soakers coming out from both of them. Let's go ahead and pause the notifications for the time being, if I remember how to do that. Ah, there's the pause button. Cool. I need to set a hotkey or something to that. But either way, we are off to Dragonshire! And from my experience, Leoric tends to beat Malthael, for the most part. Leoric can't double soak as quickly as Malthael, so they may be able to use that to their advantage. I don't like the Junkrat with this composition, though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I didn't see anything in scouting that makes me think that the Junkrat is a really key player in this. I don't know if you guys are seeing something that I'm not. Once again, I did not scout as much as I'd like to. Champion of the Horde actually playing the game. Is he a sub? Imagine betting my over Cassia. Is the Cassia... Dumb question, because I'm about to find out, but is the Cassia that scary? But to be honest, I was shocked to see Imperius made it to Phase 2 and got banned. Yeah, that was... No, that wasn't one that I took note of in scouting. Anyway, we are off to game number 1. Archon versus Team Rippers. For Team Archon, we have Virtuoso on Johanna, Midnight Haze on Cassia, Haze on Leoric, JTR on Falstad, the dead one, Little Break on Deckard Kane. As for Team Rippers, we have Silver on Malthael, Elf Ninel on, I think that's Ming. Champion of the Horde, let me just double check. Yeah, Champion of the Horde on Junkrat. XXJP on Ana. There's ETC. And Red 6 on ETC. And we seem to be having some issues right out of the gate. That does not bode well. That does not bode well at all. Rat is weak, should have taken Chromie. Well, Rat is weak on D-Shire, in my opinion. Overall, Rat is gate. Bet 3 level lead, 17-14 in favor of Archon. My word! My word, you are a dedicated fan! You are, like, incredibly convinced that this is going to be the most one-sided match ever. I mean, I can see Junkrat for the vision control, but like you said, I like Chromie better. To be fair, I've only played with a solid Chromie and a mediocre Junkrat on this map. I've never played with, like, a insane... Yeah, steep bets already. I mean, let's see if, Thank you, Jazzalo, I already did that. Oh, I paused them. I'll resume them once we get back into a in-between phase. That's draft. Oh, the gates aren't even open. They paused before the gates opened. This is an awkward waiting moment. Alright. Let's see how this initial fight goes. Not seeing anything unexpected on the level 1s here. Red 6 playing a little aggressive, but not really getting punished even a little bit for it. Come on. There we go. I'm very interested to see how this early game's going to go. Virtuoso's trying to get some vision and disruption. There's no way he dies for this. He over... Yeah, no. I was going to say, it's a Johanna. There's no way he dies for this. Lots of damage, no kills. Does look like soaking is about even for both teams so far. Like I said, Malthael can double soak. Falstad's having to cover mid until 4. Little bit of aggression on Falstad. Not really getting anywhere. There's a lot of aggression coming out here, and not a whole lot coming from it. Both sides going for their siege camps. At first glance, our red team is slightly faster on camps, but I'm not entirely sure if they just started earlier. No, they're a solid 3 or 4 seconds ahead. Question is whether or not that will help them in the long run, or if that's just going to kind of add up to nothing. There's a ton of aggression coming out right out of the gate. Lots of poking. To be fair, Junkrat and Cassia both are solid at poking, and so is Ming. I guess, yeah, both sides have a lot of ability to just kind of try and poke out their opponent. A little bit of a push going on down here, but it's currently a 2v1 top lane. Does mean this is a favorable fight. Ironskin, I thought, was down. Guess I didn't see it used yet. Random Ana cleanse. That's the... Yeah, I've seen a few random cleanses so far. Malthael does get picked up in the mid lane. That's going to mess with the soaking on the right side here. Not really able to get anything worth trading the Malthael for. And we're already starting to see the level lead that Jazalo was thinking we'd have. Champion of the Horde losing a lot of health here. Staying in the fight fairly well. JTR also losing a lot of health, but more so in the mana department. Everybody's just kind of resetting. Game audio a bit soft. I can turn up the game audio. Champion of the Horde does go down while I am doing that. There we go. That should be a bit better. With the Junkrat down, I'm actually surprised that we aren't able to see a Shrine phase. Leo's in a good place top, and JTR is coming up to help. To be fair, Malthael has Die Alone now, so 1v1ing him is going to be pretty much a full skill matchup up there. There's a lot of damage going out, but it's just getting healed straight back up down here. I'm not sure they're really going to be able to get anything in the long term. There is the skill matchup going on in the top lane. Hayes is losing at a glance, and he seems like he agrees as he pieces out to grab the lane. That is going to mean both top and bottom are in favor of our right team here. Though he sniffs out JTR and doesn't take the risk. Yeah, they don't take the risk to try and get the Dragon Shrine. Our level gap is starting to close. The Malthael death early on did not seem to cost them much. Lots of damage onto Virtuoso, who pops Iron Skin, just living the Viva Losa in the middle of the fight. They're going to explode the... Yeah, I kind of saw that, too. The fly is definitely going to make Malthael have to play very, very safe. Once he hits 10, he'll be able to kind of compete, because then they're both in the danger zone around half health. Last rites, though, is going to be a hugely important part. Falstad does go down in the mid lane here. Dragon Shine is available for the left team, but I doubt they're going to be able to take advantage of it here. Yeah, Malthael's going top. Junkrat's already about 50% on the bottom one, but he's in a very risky place there. With the Falstad, Falstad will be able to fly in. It'll be a 5v5 if they try and fight for the dragon. There's the fly, and bribe stacks already coming out for from Falstad onto that top camp there. That's going to be a bit of extra pressure that Malthael has to deal with. Johanna does go down on that bottom point, though, staying a little aggressive, a little too aggressive, without the Iron Skin to back her up. That is a Dragon Knight available, but not able to be gotten by the right team. As I said a minute ago, there's a lot of aggression in this top lane. This is a huge amount of pressure with a Falstad sieging that has to be answered now. And if it's not, they're going to lose a front wall and potentially a fountain, which is going to be huge in the Malthael-Leoric matchup. There goes the front wall, and yeah, no, fountain is definitely going down. At 10, they invade giants and get 1 kill. Doesn't look like that's what's going to happen right now. Both sides are taking a front wall, both sides are taking a fountain. But the top fort is going in favor of the left team here. Malthael just a little too late to be able to answer that, because Leoric was keeping him busy. Does look like we're about to have a 5v4. Gust does force the fight. Lots of damage coming out onto the Junkrat. Junkrat does go down. The nades trying to equalize the pressure. Stay a while and listen. Malthael finally showing up to try and turn the tides, but it's just a little too late. His team does not have the health to continue this fight, but they disagree. Red 6 does go in. Champion of the Horde and Nathal have basically no health, but trying to siege in from a distance. Mosh Pit does come out. Red 6 does die in a trade for Cassia here. It is currently a 1-2 trade, if I'm remembering correctly. This fight is going on for a mile. For a year, rather. Champion of the Horde has basically no health, just throwing grenades at a safe distance. And Malthael doesn't really have an easy way out here. And he does go down, and that is a Dragon Knight. Never mind, the right team is able to sneak out a shrine capture in the bottom lane. Considering how many people they lost, being able to stall out that knight, I think will benefit them in the long run, especially as the levels are still even. JTR losing a lot of health there, though, trying to be picked out, saved by a potion. Bit of aggression coming out from our right team here. Left team not wanting to fight, even though they are currently up 13. Right! XI is 11, not 6. Whoops! How did I mess that up? Leoric is coming in. I'm likely to see an Entomb here, and there it is on red 11. The Riptire does go out, but not enough damage on to Midnight Haze. That is another potential Dragon Knight, but Malthael is capturing that top lane. That Falstad Global is causing a lot of issues for the right team. They are not able to keep up with all of this aggression and pressure being generated by the global presence of Falstad. Midnight Haze taking a lot of poke there, though, but will be healed up by a few super potions. Dragon Knight is once again available for our blue team. His bottom point being contested in a 3v3 with backup on the way. That siege camp will join the fight eventually, but it will be a little while. Doesn't look like anyone really has the upper hand here in this bottom fight. Malthael may be getting picked out in the middle here, losing a lot of health. There's the Entomb. Unstoppable does not save you from an Entomb. And he does go down right before the pause. So far, nowhere near as guaranteed as you were saying, Jazalo. They definitely have the lead, but it's not nearly as much as you had said. Mouth isn't warning his team. Yeah, there definitely seems to be a lot of miscommunication. I think a lot of that has to do with the stress of trying to keep track of the Falstad. So he loses track of the Leoric for just long enough that his team does not have the warning. Another part of it could easily just be the blue team is getting in the head of Team Rippers, and there's not a whole lot you can do there. The pause, even though it's due to a disconnect, will potentially help fix the current mind game scenario that we are dealing with. I'm still optimistic that this will be a close series. This game is still very much in either team's hands. It's leading towards Archon, but it could easily go either way. Anyway, we do have a game to get back to, where we're going to figure that out. Malthael is down, though. Does not look like there's going to be any ability to fight. Bit of damage coming out. Red 11 did engage there. Gust to try and push the team out and save Haze, which it did do so. Nades should keep Junkrat from channeling. Likely an Entomb, I think it's up. Champion of the Horde makes it out with 14 health, but that's not enough health for him to poke. And the first Dragon Knight, yes, you heard me correctly, the first Dragon Knight of Game 1 goes in favor of Archon. This will just strengthen the momentum they have been building so far. Look at all this pressure generated by the Dragon Knight. They have to answer mid lane, but at the same time they have to answer bot lane. A little bit of damage and aggression coming out on both sides. Dragon Knight, there he is. Just kind of rotating at this point in time. That sleep saved the team. I did miss the sleep, but I will take your word for it. Dragon Knight is dropping very quickly, even without Malthael here. Does look like Haze is trying to get a solid Entomb, but did get sniffed out. He does not have his escape. He is stuck in a unfavorable position. Last Rites used a little too early. Lots of potential death coming down. Malthael being the first, Ana being the second. No health amongst any of the members of the right team. NFNL is trying desperately to stay alive. Red 11 doing the same and does manage to trade with Leoric, who was just a tad too aggressive for the scenario he was in. I think there was a bit of miscommunication there, as he definitely wanted to go in and his team backed out. 16s are in favor of Archon. This map is basically theirs for the next short while the enemy team has no health, no levels, and no people. That is all 3 forts going down on the Team Rippers side. That puts them in a very, very awkward position, as this is even more momentum being built up by Archon. Not sure what's going on right now, honestly. Looks like we're seeing a invade to try and equalize the situation. To be fair, the enemies are very split. Not very split. Slightly split, but Haze can get pretty much anywhere he wants right now, as is proven right there. Champ of the Horde trying to get out with his mine, but he's not able to and does go down, taking out half of Haze's health though. Red 11 goes down as well. Last Rites trading 2 for 2 so far. Gust goes out, not finding anyone. Valstad goes out. Battle turns completely on its head with just a little bit of damage. Though LFNL does not have the health to try and keep this aggression up, XXJP trying to keep her in the fight and does manage to do so. That 3-2 trade is exactly what Team Rippers needed to try and get back in this fight, but the question is, can they take advantage of the next 20 or so seconds to mitigate the pressure and start building up their own momentum? Team Rippers clearly has multiple players playing off roles. I'm guessing it's due to the fact that they are the Seed 8, so they're trying a long shot move to potentially pull out a win against Archon. I think it's a risky move, but I do understand why they might be doing it. Everyone is back up and on the battlefield. Give me a second to take a drink of water. The pressure, for now at least, has been mostly equalized. There's no way that he gets that Dragon Knight. Silver is not in a great place, though, losing already about half his health. Stun fails to hit him as he was unstoppable for just a little bit longer. Does seem like we have a bit of a fight already starting. Nice zoning ability there from Red 11, keeping them from the channel. They need to win this fight before Archon hits 20s, or somehow stall until both teams have 20s. Red 11 losing a lot of health to Poke, but should be able to heal back up. Unfortunately, it looks like we're having some connection issues on both sides right now. Though no pause coming out from Team Rippers right now. Dragon Knight does go in favor of Archon. This could potentially be the end if they are able to find a few kills. Mind saving champion of the Horde there. 20s are in favor of our left team. Pressure in the top lane is going to be meaningless unless they are able to defend this. Already a lot of damage going out onto the Dragon Knight, though. They won't be able to save this keep, but they might be able to save their core. Red 11 completely forced out of the fight by the Dragon Knight kick. Dragon Knight is basically dead at this point. Oh, if that orb hit, that would have been a dead knight. Archon playing a little safe here, but now starting to get a tad aggressive after the dropping of the Dragon Knight. But they decide to disengage. They still have 20 advantage right now. They're instead going to answer that top lane fort. I think the fort is beyond... No, never mind. I thought there was more minions there. ATC in a very aggressive position, but not able to be punished right now. Instead, it's the Junkrat who's caught in the same unfavorable position and almost goes down in an instant. He has basically no health, needs to find Ana. Does look like our red team is going to try and sneak out this bottom camp. However, it has already been sniffed by Archon. And Archon decides to go down and fight for it. But there's not going to be a fight for that, as the right team disengages. Now, I do want to quickly mention, the 20s are definitely stronger for Archon. Very low value DK, time for the real game to begin. Yeah, Archon's 20s are busted. It's... I mean, to be fair, Junkrat... Ming can become immortal with the Nano Boost. And Junkrat can rip tire continuously. But I don't know if that'll be enough. Especially with the Spell Armor down here. Spell Armor minion is launched a bit too far ahead. So he is going to be dropping. Red 11 staying alive with the Fountain. Haze in a very unfavorable position. He does not have his escape as he used it to engage. There's no backup for Haze as everybody is on Malthael, who is able to just walk out, and Leoric does go down, trading for half of Malthael's health. There goes the Wind Tunnel to try and force the disengage, and successfully forcing the disengage, but there is still potentially a fight here. Leoric trying to cheat death. Not going to be fast enough, though. There is... Yeah, no, that's not going to hit the core. Silver not going to be able to face off against JTR up there, though. Haze is about to rejoin the fight, making it a 4v4. Correction, 4v5 on the bottom lane here, if they choose to fight. Did they go Silence Book? They did go Silence Book. He's scouting out with the spooky body, but he again does not have his escape. He doesn't even have his medallion this time, and Hayes does go down. Once again, just a little too far out, trying to get that trait value. Dragon Knight does go in favor of the left team, though, with the Falstad Fly. But I can't imagine this knight getting any value aside from keeping the enemy team from getting the value. Hayes has, assuming he's cheating death continuously, probably about 15 seconds to get back into the fray. That's how long they have to stall to try and get value with this Dragon Knight. Both sides playing very safe right now, just trying to poke at each other. Big stun on the Johanna, but she still has the Iron Skin. Kick going out onto Ming. Wasn't sure who that was onto at first. Knight losing more than half health. Though this is a push onto core, I think this is a very risky push onto core. The Knight is basically already dead. And there's more than a few important abilities down on the left side. Silver losing a lot of health and a lot more health and does go down. But he does have return, what is it? No one can stop death, to get back in this fight. Unfortunately, if he dies now, he is gone. However, Archon is trying to completely disengage. Hayes losing a lot of health. He does have his escape this time, but unfortunately, no one can stop death. Not even the dead. As Last Rites does eat the last bit of Hayes' health. If they can keep winning these fights, this game could definitely be a dark horse win. But if they lose one fight, it's basically game for Team Rippers. Luark will be up soon. Silver losing a lot of health. He cannot afford to go down here, as if he does not have his return. He does not have a death timer, basically. Getting in position for the gust, splitting the teams. Silver trying to get in position. Stay a while and listen. That is a massive stay a while and listen, keeping the entire team basically dead. Silver running as fast as possible, not able to get out of the here. Last Rites whiffing for the most part. LF Niel is not going to be able to escape from the scenario, and does go down with Buried Alive. And there you go, seeing all the value from those silences, CCs, etc. Even with a minor miracle, this game is game one for Archon. Unless they get really cocky and do something stupid, but I doubt they will. Yep, nope. Game one for Archon. Solid game one. Very solid game one. I honestly thought Rippers could pull it out a few times, and they probably could have. They just could not build up momentum off of what wins they were able to get. While we're figuring out where we're going, I'm going to unpause the stats are up. They should be up. Are they not up? You know, you should be able to see them. I know the delay's a thing, but the delay should be catching up soon. Doesn't look like we had any alerts. Let me start up the poll for Game 2. Game 2. Let's go ahead and throw that up. And back to cam. Doesn't look like they decided where they're going yet, so I'm gonna give them some time and... Okay, yeah, no, just stream delay. I can't go to the stats in the middle of the match, and there is a loading screen that has to happen. You guys are impatient. Impatient! Lots of Cassia damage. Yeah, Cassia did work. To be fair, though, she was comparable with Ming, and they both got a lot of value with the damage they did. Oh, apparently they already made a lobby and everything. Where are we even going? Nobody tells the caster anything. Okay, we're going here. Yeah, okay. All good, Justilo. I know I should probably show during the game more, but I'm still very new. Yeah, no. I don't blow right past it. I did for one of my casts, but that was because everything was showing up as zeros, so there really wasn't a point. But yeah, no, I know people like stats. Okay, fair, it was a nano Ming, but... You know, it's... I'm looking at pure numbers, okay? 1-1 voting for Archon and Team Rippers. Looks like we have some more time, but I don't know if anyone else is missed out on the poll. If you missed out on the poll, then I'll go ahead and start up another one. Just gotta say so. Okay, fair. That is fair. I'm trying to, you know, I'm stating a fact in a neutral way, and purposely ignoring other facts to try and keep things sounding competitive. The right one. I'm still getting used to my hotkeys. Alrighty! Welcome to Battlefield of Eternity! If you're curious how we got here, let me show you. So, Archon, being the #1 seed, got to decide whether they wanted first pick or map pick. They decided to go for first pick. Team Rippers got rid of Spooky Place 1 and Spooky Place 2. Archon got rid of Tech Place 1 and Tech Place 2. Team Rippers decided to take us to Dragonshire, which Archon proceeded to win. And now we are going to Battlefield of Eternity, chose by Archon, with Team Rippers having first pick. Bans so far have been Mayav by Team Rippers and Rexar by Archon. I need to take a quick drink. The Ming gets banned out. Not really wanting to deal with resets. Doesn't mean we're probably going to see a Cassia by either one of the teams. Time for the race? Yeah, time for the race. Gazlo! Hey, a weather vane. Gazlo. A weather vane. I know you're here. Waiting for my chat to explode. Anyway. So we do have the Gazlo first pick from Team Rippers. Aw, Jazlo, poor you. I'm sorry, turns out you were wrong. Ming got banned. Rainer Anna picked up. I'm curious what the plan is here. Not the Cassia. Jazlo, you were so convinced that Cassia meant a GG. But it's not here. No Cassia on BOE. I mean, there's a lot of... go, cat. And suddenly we have someone cheering for Rippers. Okay. Seems like you know them pretty well, Jazlo. I don't know, I like Cassie on BOE. She has a fair amount of race, as well as she counters a lot of racers, which really forces your opponent into an awkward position. Like, I mean, Cassia into Greymane is disgusting. The Orphea does get banned out. I wonder if that's target, because there's not... Oh wait, no, Gazlo. Never mind. There's a butt ton of setup for Orphea. I'm curious what this ban will be. There's Cassia ban. I very much disagree with that ban. I feel like that's a wasted ban. Cassia Raynor I don't think would be enough burst, especially with an Ana. It wouldn't work. There'd be counter synergy between... So, okay, never mind. I don't know anything because there's another auto attacker coming out with the Ana in play. Apparently I know nothing. We do see the Ana Garrosh. Ana Garrosh is scary. There's not the burst. I mean, Raynor has a little bit of burst. Tychus can burst a high health target, but not all the way to 0. Not easily. Lucio and Thrall. I'm honestly not sure what either of these tactics are. These look almost pure race to me. Oh yeah, no, the Diablo is very scary for an Ana. If you stay in aim down sights for just a little too long, you're dead. I'm very curious how this will play out. I don't know, I don't really like either drafts, honestly. Yeah, no, there's too much... There's too close quarters for the Team Rippers draft, and there's not enough follow-up for the Archon draft. Yeah, it looks like it's all about race. But if it's all about race, I would have gone with Rhaegar, not Lucio. Rhaegar provides a little bit more race and support to the racers. I actually would have loved to see a Rhaegar over Lucio. Bloodlust would have been great in this. Bloodlust would have been disgusting in this. I'm just noticing that. Like, on either team, Bloodlust would have been disgusting. Do neither of these teams play Rhaegar? Someone tell me if either of these teams play Rhaegar. Because that would have been disgusting. Amazing and disgusting. Alright, anyway. While I wait for you guys to tell me whether or not you agree with my assessment of the Rhaegar, we have a game to cast. So, on Archon, we have Virtuoso on Garrosh, Little Bex on Ana, Midnight Haze on Raynor, GTR on Tychus, and Haze on Malthael. For Team Rippers, we have XXJP on Lucio, Red 11 on Dibbles, LF Niel on Greymane. How did I forget his name all of a sudden? Champ of the Horde, bringing the pain on Gazlowe, and Silver! Riding on Silver on Thrall. I'm talking... Rhaegar weak takes Stukov. I'm talking specifically for Bloodlust, though. Lots of damage coming out on both sides, but nothing all that impressive right now. I mean, keep in mind, Dibbles does not have his Soulstone at all. Fear the Reaper, about what I'd expect. Pretty much everything's pretty close to what I'd expect. But like, if Archon is ever behind, not sure Ripper could push into a defensive position. We'll see. Lots of damage coming out onto JTR, and JTR does get bursted. Champ of the Horde does not have a whole lot of health to his name right now, though, but that mine does build some space. Thought we were going to see a throw there. The disgusting throw charge. Also, I love Rhaegar. Do not diss my wolf. All joking aside, I honestly think Bloodlust would have helped both these teams a lot more than the healers they drafted. XJP does get blown up by the Garrosh throw. They did lose someone down here, but keep in mind, they are outnumbered. Hayes is facing 2 up top. This isn't a bad amount of siege in the top lane. Love that new visual effect for his laser. Love it. Not a whole lot able to be taken advantage of in this bot lane. Top lane, on the other hand, may sneak out a tower. I don't think it will, though. Yeah, no, it won't. Both sides are going for their bruiser camps, though. They are both holding their camps, likely for the Immortal spawn. First one to pick up the camp is the right team. Yeah, Garrosters are always scary. A good Garrosh means bushes are never safe. Greymane and Dibs, they fast, not slow. Who they got? Boostio! Nice. To be fair, Lucio's speed is going to be very beneficial. Unfortunately, though, Red 11 does go down, getting thrown just barely in range of towers. Silver goes down as well. No tank to defend him. Laser not really dealing any damage in that bottom fight there. I'm pretty sure this race is... Yeah, no, that... Lucio, you're not that fast. You may be able to speed everybody up, but you're not that fast, especially if you run into a stun. All good, though. It happens. It happens. There's a lot of stress here. Throw does go out on Champion of the Horde. He does have a bit of extra survivability to keep him in the fight right now. Did they nerf his laser? I feel like Gazlowe's laser is doing crap all. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, or it's supposed to combo or something. I don't know. Lots of damage coming out on both sides. Hayes not really in a good position to fight the opponent, but there is still a fair amount of poking going out onto the objective here. JTR losing a lot of health very quickly and does go down. Hayes trying to get everybody as low as possible, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Red 11 trying to stay into the fray. Getting forced into a position he did not want to be, and he does go down. Pretty much the entire right team has very little health right now. I don't think they can safely try and fight this. They agree and just try and whittle down the shield as much as possible. Now it should go top lane? No, bot lane. No. Which one? I can't tell which one's more damaged. Bot lane. Bot lane's more damaged. Definitely not a healer player. This never works. 5-man defense will lose eventually. Yeah, unless they get a solid kill. They really need to get a kill. Because, I mean, I've made 5-man defenses work, but you need to get a kill. You can't just sit there and try and trade. This is a fairly big immortal, though, for the first immortal. It might be able to take the fort if they're able to get a kill, or a lot of the damage goes on to the players instead. Yeah, now it gets a fort. Lots of health loss by Red 11 there. I think Archon's in the head of Team Rippers. Yeah, they're playing very aggressive here. Archon just seems to be all up in their head. Team Rippers has to regroup if they're going to be able to make this into a Game 3. They definitely can do it. But they gotta take things slow. They gotta slow things down and make things run their pace. First fort does go down in favor of the blue team, though, and bottom camp and top camp is picked up simultaneously by blue team. You know, the kill on Tychus, it was a trade, though, was the issue. And they were all too low to keep up the defense and lead it to a second kill. Usually 2 kills, if you can get 2 kills quick enough, you're able to send 1 or 2 people to race instead and beat the race. Red team is trying to regroup to defend their own camp. They are down 10s though, so they instead decide to give it away, letting Gazlo clear bot lane and Greymane clear top lane. This is a really awkward position for the right team, as they are down 10s and there's a lot of aggression coming out onto their structures already. They've got to break this rhythm. If they do not, this is going to get worse and worse for Team Rippers. Still very much either team's game if Team Rippers can break the momentum. But they have to break this momentum. Hayes gets a little aggressive there. Team does come to try and save him, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. There goes the taunt on 4. That's a huge taunt. Pretty much nothing else able to come out. Earthquake did try and secure the Virtuoso kill, but Garrosh is not going to be taken down so easy. Lots of aggression, lots of resources used, and nobody went down, but halftime did go down in favor of Team Archon. They have to get aggressive onto this enemy team and keep them off the Immortal, but they do not have any resources. To be fair, the enemy team doesn't have a whole lot of resources either. But the red team does not have any of their crucial resources that they desperately need to try and win this fight. They somehow need to stall for another 10 or so seconds, and then they're able to set up a pretty nasty combo with the Gravo Bomb. However, Tychus is engaging with the Odin. This is going to get more and more awkward for the red team. They need to get aggressive here. Champion of the Horde losing a lot of health already. Gravo Bomb does go out. There goes the APOC to try and follow it up, but it's just a little bit of desynchronization. Red team's dropping very quickly. That's 1, that's 2. Only 2 for Team Archon, but they do manage to get the Immortal. This is going to go bot lane, which already is going to lose a fort, pretty much uncontested. Greymane, a huge amount of their burn is not going to be here in time, and the siege is already beginning, with Thrall trying to soak up to 13s. This is now 13 to 11. This momentum has to be broken, and has to be broken now. If they cannot break the momentum in this charge, then this game is very likely going to end with this Immortal. And there goes Dibbles, no souls to keep him alive. They now only have 4 to defend. The Immortal still has its shield. The keep is basically gone. Champ of the Horde manages to stay alive long enough to take out Malthael. It is now 4v4. All this damage that's going on Heroes is also going out on Heroes. All this damage going on the Immortal is going out on Heroes for the most part. We might still see some core damage, but I think that the kill on Malthael managed to save the game. Blue team agrees and disengages. That's the break they needed. Now they just need to find 13s and manage to pull out a win or two without losing too much pressure on this map. It is still very possible, but it is going to be a stressful and hard-fought game for Team Rippers, win or lose at this point. It does look like they are going for this top camp. They still can't fight right now, down 13s, and Malthael back into the fray. Both teams see each other in this top point. Team Rippers has to disengage. They cannot let their opponent rebuild momentum. They agree and decide to go for their bruiser camp, making sure that the opponents are unable to get it from out from under them. I think they'll burn it in time, and they do manage to burn it in time, securing one resource that their opponents are not able to get, as well as being able to clear this bot lane uncontested before the camps show up in the top lane. They now have 13s. A fight is now feasible, but the question is over what? Archon's about to get 15, but they don't really have easy access to a whole lot of levels, especially with the Immortals coming up. This is likely going to be the best fight Team Rippers can pull out. They've managed to break the momentum that I was talking about earlier. If they can pull out a solid win on the third Immortal, especially if they can chain and stagger kills, it is going... They could still very well win this. It does look like there's going to be a pre-Immortal fight over this camp. Garrosh not in a position to help save his team. Lots of damage does go down. Malthael goes down before he can do anything. APOC completely zoning Virtuoso away from his team. Virtuoso getting stunned by the... well, basically everything. Fight over what? These donuts? Anyway, the camp does go in favor of Team Rippers. They are able to start building their momentum now, securing halftime and likely the entire Immortal. Yeah, no, they're going to be able to burn it in time. I'm fairly sure. They are going to be pushing on to a 5-person defense, but if they manage to get a kill, probably 2 or 3 kills, it is going to be a very hard-fought win for Rippers, but they desperately need to get a kill on this push, but they also need to play safe. If they do not, they cannot die here. If they die on this push here, it is as good as over. They've got to build momentum here, but at the same time, they can't take any risks. 16s are in favor of Archon. The question is, how do you build momentum off this without giving the opponent the fight they desperately want? It looks like their solution is to try and keep everybody up here and try and look for a mistake or two, while Gazlo pushes in that bot lane and generates pressure. The fort is pretty much gone at this point. I don't think there's any way to save it. Unfortunately, the Immortal decided to do a spin, which did manage to save it. Gazlo is going to keep sieging in the bot lane. It's now 16-16. This, as stressful as it is still anyone's game favoring Archon. Team Rippers has to build up momentum, but the question is how, and the question is more so, where? Ideally, they win a fight as close to top lane as possible, because that is their highest pressure lane right now. But the only fight they really can try and get is one over this fort. Silver in kind of an awkward position, but he is able to flank, especially with that Earthquake. He just needs to find an opening and figure out how to get in there. Doesn't look like the enemy team is going to give him one, though, and he's just going to keep trying to poke in that back line. Taunt does go out, but only on Red 11. Red 11 does lose a little bit of health, but is still very much in this fight with plenty of souls and plenty of health to work with. There's the Black Soulstone finished. He really doesn't want to die here, but if he has to trade, it would definitely be beneficial. Virtuoso got a little aggressive there, but wasn't able to be punished by Red 11. There's a lot of aggression coming out here, but Champ of the Horde does not have enough health to really fight this at this point in time. I think their best option is to full reset at this point and try and win a fight closer to that top lane fort. They seem to agree, deciding to go for their camp. The initial race is going out on to the Red Immortal. They did sniff out the Garrosh. Red 11 losing a little bit of health, but still managing to stay in the fray. Haze not doing the greatest. Already burned both of his cleanses. Into the fray does get him out of the fight. Earthquake to try and zone. Nobody is on either Immortal right now. This is still very much anyone's fight. Bro Shield does go out. Malthael goes down. And without a No One Can Stop Death, he is not able to get back into this fight. However, Thrall is going to go down as well. That is a 1-for-1 trade. I'd argue in favor of Rippers. Question is, though, how do they keep them off this race without dying? Red 11 losing a lot of health here. APOC does go out. The cleanse does manage to keep Tychus from being stunned, but not keeping him from dying. Littlebeck does go down. It is now a much more favorable scenario. But a lot of aggression going out onto Virtuoso and Midnight Haze. They've got to try and build up some aggression here. Virtuoso is going to take a lot of time to die. It's now 30 seconds before the next person is up. But to be fair, Garrosh is down for another 20 seconds after the next person is up. The staggered deaths arguably wasted time, but also could potentially be very valuable in the long run. Question is, can they take advantage of it? Halftime does go in favor of Team Rippers. There they go, taking advantage of the staggered kills. Garrosh not being up means that this camp is free for Team Rippers, as well as probably the Immortal, as it will take probably 20 seconds or so for Garrosh to get here. I am curious about the Gravo Bomb being used on the Immortal there. Jazalo is eating his words in the chat there. Talking about how... Yeah, no. I respect your determination. This Immortal is going to be pushing in the bot lane with quite a bit of a shield. Are you eating those donuts before and not sharing? Nice. My chat's having a great time. Anyway, we are about to have a potentially game-ending fight here. 20s are now in favor of the right team. 5v5 Keep versus Immortal. This is very much either team's game. Question is, though, can Team Rippers take advantage of these 20s before their opponents get 20s? They're looking for every opportunity they can. Big stun going out. Lots of CC hitting pretty much everybody. Midnight Haze dropping very quickly, but able to stay alive. Champion of the Horde does get last rites. Thrall did go down in there. This is not going to be a successful core push. Red team has to get out of this fight. Weird use of Hellgate, but I'm guessing that they were just trying to turn it. To be fair, it was a 3v3. Red team has to get out now. They cannot lose anyone. As it stands, it is very unlikely that they're going to be able to defend their core. It is going to take a minor miracle or a major mistake from their opponent, neither of which I think is likely to happen. They are deciding to take the top keep. Question is, is Team Rippers going to be able to waste 15 seconds? Archon is not willing to take the risk, instead going for the camp, which is a much safer and much... Sorry, I did not mean to change slides there. I slipped. Probably shouldn't even have that on hotkey, to be fair. Anyway. Both teams are up and 20. Both teams also have a win condition on the map. This is anyone's game. There's no real momentum on either side. This next fight is on even footing and will decide this game. I almost want to start up a poll, but I don't want to miss anything. This fight could happen literally any second at this point. Both sides trying to pressure the opposite lane of each other. I don't think it'll be enough to lead to a passive core win, but it is entirely possible. Immortals are on the favorable side for both teams. Both teams just trying to figure out how to pull this off. Lots of aggression coming out from Champ of the Horde. Though he's landing a lot of stuns, they aren't really able to lead to anything. This fight will definitely decide this game. Stun goes straight out on to JTR. JTR loses a lot of health, but manages to get out and pop Odin. Big taunt leading to a double kill. Red 11 has no health and does go down. That is the fight for Archon. Everyone quick spam JTR in chat and distract him. Do not do that. Do not do that. Unfortunately, I do not think a Greymane Gazlowe team is going to be enough to stop this core push, or even stall it for 30 seconds. But if they can stall it for the 30 seconds, it is going to be... Yeah, maybe they can stall it. It's going to take work. They've got to stall more. They can't stall more, but they've got to stall more. Hayes does go down. My word. LF9 just surviving with 0 health. The core stays alive. The enemy team is up. Malthael returns from death. We have another 5v fight, ladies and gentlemen. Immortal halftime does go in favor of Archon, but I don't think halftime is even relevant at this point in time. Both teams are grouped back up. Ultimates are going to be up any second. Does look like we're going to be seeing a lot of aggression over this camp. Fighting over anything at this point. Red 11 trying to stay alive. Taunt does go out. Broshield try and keep him alive. Virtuoso dropping faster than Red 11. Last Rites does go out. That's a 1-for-1 trade. Garrosh goes down as well. Hayes trying to survive, but losing more health than he's gaining. Little Beck's also trying to survive. Not enough health. That is a 4 dead. Just smashing through that middle gate, completely ignoring everything else, and going straight for the core. Tychus pops Odin. He is the only line of defense. Silver desperately trying to stay alive and Siege at the same time. Same thing with XXJP. JTR losing a lot of health. The core losing more health. And it's game. We are off to a game 3. Team Rippers gets game 2. So far, it seems like first pick is the way to go to win in this matchup. I need a quick moment. I will leave you guys with the stats for just a second. I need to fix one of my settings. Alright, sorry about that. I am back. Looks like there's donuts in my chat. I'm okay with donuts being in my chat. Hoping no one figured out what map we're on, because I forgot to change slides. So we are off to a game 3. That was a hard-fought win. That was a really hard-fought win for Team Rippers. If they can pull off something like that again, they could seriously cause an upset in this series. My favorite donut. I forgot what it's called. It's kind of peanut butter tasting filling in the donut. It's bugging me. I think it's like called like peanut butter cream or something like that. Thank you very much, Champ of the Horde, for following. Since we're between games, I guess it's fine, but you shouldn't be watching the stream while playing. Not allowed. Alright. 3 hype. Let's figure out who you guys are voting for. Archon for life. There we go. Start the poll. Start the poll. Maple Frosted for this Hots Gamer. Maple Frosted's solid. I'm not gonna lie, that is solid. I'm curious who's gonna win this poll. Wonder if it'll be 50-50 again. Wouldn't it be weird if it was 50-50 again? Oh, we passed the last of these donuts around. See, now I know that they're both lies. Or at least one of them is a lie. Ah, Jazzalo, you messed up. Zoltos isn't in NGS. Unless, of course, he joined NGS without my knowledge whatsoever. As far as I'm aware, he only knows what little about NGS he can learn from my streams. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zoltos. Wow. Wonder if you guys can guess who's having technical difficulties. This better not end in a forfeit. After that last game, this better not end in a forfeit. Genshin Impact is a new anime-style co-op RPG. Ooh. I get you now. I'm not gonna read that message on YouTube, but I get you now. I mean, I suppose it's fine, but still. No, JTR's here. JTR's fine. Alright, cool! We have hope now! Literally! Alright, alright, alright! I'm stoked! Game 3 hype! Game 3 hype. Okay, apparently I'm the only one ready. Oh, there we go. That's Archon ready. And Ripper's ready. So now I just need to wait for them to press start. And here we go. Dang it! That would have been awesome. I mean, I couldn't press the hotkey fast enough, but still. It's actually not in that context. I'll read that more later. Anyway, we have a draft to get to! Oh yeah, no, I get it. I'm sure it's fine. It's just professionalism. Anyway, there we go. I thought we were going to have another tech issue. Welcome to Infernal Shrines! If you're wondering how we got here, allow me to show you. Thank you, King Exta, and welcome to the community. That's the wrong one. There we go. I will get used to these hotkeys one of these days. Alright, so, Archon being slot number 1, seed number 1 rather, got to decide whether they wanted first or second pick. They decided for first pick. Team Rippers decided to ban out Creepy Place 2 and Creepy Place 1 in that order. And Archon decided to ban out Techie Place 2 and Techie Place 1 in that order. Got confused. ARAM! I don't know if I'm going to ARAM after this. Anyway, Team Rippers decided to take us to Dragonshire, which they lost. Archon decided to take us to BOE, where they lost. And Team Rippers decided to take us to Infernal Shrines. Hopefully my brain will hold together for this Game 3. Bans! Archon does not want Go-Go Gadget Gazlowe again, nor do they want the bear. Team Rippers does not want to be put in prison, nor do they want to be blinded. I hope that made sense. I should probably actually use character names. Anyway, Archon decided to pick up Anna. Team Rippers is now picked up ETC and Orphea. So Team Rippers definitely looks like they're going for a full-blown combo team yet again. Anna Mephisto! I have not seen an Anna Mephisto for some time now. And I'm surprised every time I see it because I know how disgusting it is. Are they pulling out... They've got to be pulling out something that they've been working on behind the scenes, right? Like, I don't know, this looks like a we're not giving you Game 3 type draft. Imperius does get banned by Team Rippers. And the Lost Vikings banned by Archon. TLV from Rippers as LP. What about the Lost Vikings? New voices for each ban and pick to try and mimic what they do. No way, NGS. I heard only the coolest and most handsome players play in this. I don't know about handsome, but we definitely have some pretty cool players. Also, I'm not sure how the girls would feel about being called handsome. I know some girls are cool with that, but others are not. Anyway, Leoric and Raynor. Talk about undead. Thrall and Sylvanas being picked up as well. No, I'm not calling you that. Anyway, so yeah, we're definitely seeing a massive combo focus from Team Rippers. And it looks like more of a pick focus, or at the very least a CC chain from Archon. A lot of it's AoE though, so it is very potential that we see a heavy AoE focus from both teams. I'm really curious who's going to win, though. I mean, Sylvanas is incredibly strong on this map. Raynor's incredibly strong on this map. Orphea is pretty decent, especially when combined with someone like ETC. Stukov is disgusting if you can land his roots. Leo's strong late game. Like, Thrall's a pretty good all-rounder. Ana Mephisto is disgusting if you can pull it off properly. It's not common. It's not the best combo, and it's not common, but I'd argue it is pretty disgusting. Anyway, we have a game to cast. So, welcome to Game 3. I think my voice is starting to go a little bit, but I will make it live. Oh, you're flirting in my chat. Okay. As long as it's not me. We have JTR on Sylvanas, Haze on Thrall, Midnight Haze on Mephisto, Virtuoso on Johanna, and Little Bex on Ana for Archon. On the right side, we have NF Niel on Orphea, Red 11 on ETC, XXJP on Raynor. I can't read names because everybody's sleeping. Red 11 is going down very quickly, though. Champ of the Horde on Leoric, and Hope bringing the healing on Stukov. Well, there's your first shot, Jacelo. Leoric does go down in the mid lane. He should be up in time to not miss any XP, though there's a fair bit of damage going out onto Red 11 there. If that aggression keeps up, it's going to be a very stressful game. Well, these rotations are going on, and not a whole lot is going on of interest. So Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder's been getting buffed a lot. I like it, but I'm not entirely sure whether or not it is the best move. Reinforce. I'm curious about the Reinforce. Oh, we got an invade coming out here from Team Rippers. JTR teleporting over the wall, just barely into safety, but the camp is stolen. That is a double mid camp, and Midnight Haze losing quite a bit of health. There is the... There is the double camp in the mid lane, followed immediately by a camp in the bot lane, while Sylvanas is answering the mid lane camps. This is a lot of aggression from both teams. This is a butt ton of aggression from both teams. Midnight Haze trying to get a little bit of damage in there. Sleep does go out, trying to keep Hope from healing. But Stukov does not need to be awake in order to heal. It's better if he's awake to heal, but he does not need to be awake. Fours are both sides. Somehow the left team managed to squeak out a XP lead, despite being the second to 4. Hope is taking a lot of damage, playing the more combat healer type role. XXJP losing a lot of health on that top camp. Hope finally arrives, though, to give a little bit of support. Yes, Jazalo. That is exactly what happened. So the race for the monkeys is, well, I suppose Guardians, if we're going to be more technical, is started, and 50% of them are already in favor of the right team. I mean, the left team has to engage and fight this. They can't just whittle away through AoE. They are catching up a little bit, but not... No, they're both gaining at the same rate right now, which unless we see a kill come out, which does not look like we're seeing enough damage to really lead to a kill at this point. First Punisher, rather, is going for the right team, but a lot of people are going down. Red 11 does go down, but it looks like is going to trade for the Johanna. That is a 1-for-1 tank trade. Losing a tank right before the defense, though, is a whole lot more punishing than losing a tank on the offense. Midnight Haze does try and... only shots for Archon deaths. Punisher does go down fairly quickly. Only a front wall. Not even a full front wall. Going down... Oh! Not even a full front wall. Going down in favor of Team Rippers. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do a shot for every kill, you might as well do at least a drop for each minion. Like, I mean, come on. Another invade coming out from Team Rippers, trying to keep this aggression up, but it looks like it might be backfiring this time. Maybe not, though, as everybody's staying relatively healthy, and the camp is picked up. Elifniel almost died there a few times, but did manage to squeeze out. The camp does not even get into lane, though. Think about how many are slaughtered for our player. Virtuoso does face check the bush, but there's not enough damage to kill a Johanna in the in that bush. Takes a lot of damage to kill a Johanna. But once again, a triple camp in the bot and mid lane. This is a whole lot of pressure that Archon is not getting. Though Team Rippers has not been able to really take advantage of it, they have been slowly getting some siege damage through because of it. Neck and neck right now for 10s. Looks like they're both going to be up by the next time the fight happens. But it is going to be close. Blue has a slight lead. Haze is losing a lot of health, though. I don't know if there's going to be enough damage to kill him. If that Dread landed, it would have, but the Dread did not. 10s for both teams. So far, wait, Falling Sword. Falling Sword is picked up by Johanna instead of the shield that she's been picking up. Entomb barely misses Virtuoso, but I don't even think an Entomb would be enough to lead to a Johanna kill right now. Elifniel is losing a fair bit of health there, but not really too much to worry about. We do see Eternal Feast. Eternal Feast Mosh Pit and Eternal Feast Entomb are both scary combos. But the question is, can they stay there long enough? Virtuoso losing a lot of health. I think the shield was blown up pretty much immediately. Entomb... I thought I heard the Entomb sound effect, but it's on CD. So I'm not sure. Either way, the next Punisher is in the top lane. Structures slightly favor the right team. Not really enough to note, in my opinion, though. Both bruiser camps are being picked up here, though. And once again, the red team is the first to the shrine. Not as much of a lead as last time, though, only managing to get 10 of the Guardians. Virtuoso losing a fair bit of health due to the creepy hand, though. Red 11 getting in position to slide in. does slide in on Virtuoso, but the shield is popped. There's the Earthquake. Entomb goes out, so does the Eternal Feast. Haze is stuck inside and does go down. Virtuoso keeps the feast going a little bit, as does JTR, but a little bit of counter synergy as Hope knocks them both out. ETC did go down in that fight. Champ of the Horde trying to stay alive, but not a whole lot of health to his name. And he does go down. Currently a 2-for-1 trade. LF9 is trying to leave. Raynor also trying to leave, but not as much mobility. LF9 has basically no health, and the little health that she does have, healing rather, was eaten by the Ana grenade. Despite the fact that the fight is very definitely one-sided here, the Punisher goes in favor of the right team yet again. There goes the Entomb. Feast is off cooldown, but not here. Lots of damage coming out onto the blue team, as well as the red team. There goes the Mosh Pit with the Silence right under. Did he go? He did not go for the Arm Talon at 1, so the Arm under the Mosh Pit is not as valuable as it may be for some other people. 2-for-1 trade, though, in favor of Team Rippers. We may see a Dark Horse going up into the semifinals. Archon somehow has to manage to break this momentum. They're in the exact opposite position as they were in the last match, losing a lot of structures, and the momentum is going entirely in favor of their opponent. They aren't able to get as much of a level advantage, though. Uncontested invade on that camp. Champ of the Horde, though, is going to go down. Eternal Feast inside of the Entomb. Only gets 2 hits. Does look like they're planning on leading this to a multi-kill, but I don't think they're going to be able to, especially with Haze as low as he is. He's out of that fight pretty much completely. And yeah, no, Leoric was the only one to go down. I mean, you got to get that trait value, am I right? Once again, the triple can't play. It is still definitely a long way to go, but the momentum is building more and more in favor of Team Rippers. The sooner this momentum is broken by Archon, the better. There goes the Eternal Feast, as well as the Entomb. Wailing Arrow, as well as the Root, causes it to be a 1-for-1 trade, but there's no heals on one side, but it doesn't matter as ETC goes down. Leoric is about to do the same. Unfortunately, nobody picked up this bottom camp. XJP might need to die for it. He does manage to get it, and doesn't manage to die. There you go. There's the stats. So far, nothing really of note. I mean, Stukov's out healing by an absolute crap ton, but that's kind of what you expect. Both top camps are being picked up. Looks like the left team is trying to hold theirs for a moment. 16s are in favor of Archon, but structures are firmly against them. Indeed, a quad kill. JTR may be caught out here if they're not able to teleport away. They are, however, able to get out of that scenario. There goes the Entomb with the Eternal Feast, but there's the Falling Sword to get out of the situation. I guess they thought Falling Sword was on cooldown, but it's basically no cooldown. The final shrine of the 3-shrine sequence is in this bottom lane. This time, both teams get there about the same time, but red team is keeping ahead yet again. And they manage to push their opponents off the point, as Sylvanas is not quite here yet. 20-2 Guardians so far. Lots of damage going out on the right team. We may see a repeat of the last Shrine fight. Mosh Pit did go out. Red 11 does drop. Haze losing a lot of health there. The Earthquake is out there. Champ of the Horde with the Entomb, trapping Virtuoso nowhere. Eternal Feast not able to really get any value. Fight is completely off the Shrine, so nobody is getting Guardians right now. But it does look like the blue team is going to... Oh, maybe not. LF9 is able to snipe a few of these minions. I don't know if she's going to be able to snipe enough, but it is entirely possible, especially with Hope back in the fray. Does not look like they're going to snipe enough, and they decide instead to back up. Frozen Punisher does come out. Unfortunately, Sylvanas and a Frozen Punisher are a tad redundant. There goes the Frozen Punisher. The Cleanse does manage to waste the jump. And the jump is being pulled to the keeps, as is the proper tactic. The fort is basically already dead. Leoric is pushing in the top lane, though. We may see a fort for keep trade here, or potentially a keep for keep, depending on whether or not they stay, and how much value they get. Jump does go over. ETC tried to slide out of it, but was unable to. Frozen circles do go out, getting a fair few roots. Eternal Feast dropping, not finding anyone. There goes the jump, and is immediately followed by Hope's death. And the damage is going on to Core. Keep for keep trade, though with ETC and Hope dead. Yeah, no. Especially if LF9 is really their only counter siege in this scenario. And Haze is going down. They do not have enough damage, do not have enough counter siege, and game 3 goes in favor of Archon. Let me see about getting an interview while you guys look at stats. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just hop into coin toss. They see me. Alright, cool. The famous JTR. Alright. JTR should be here any second, but we shall see. If you guys have any questions for the interview while we wait, feel free to put them in the chat. I will gladly pass them along. Oh, there's JTR. Hello!
Hey, hey.
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. It was a little close, but feeling pretty good.
I was wondering, how are you guys feeling after that game 2? Because you guys had the momentum for pretty much the entirety of game 2, and they managed to pull it out on you.
Yeah, we just got a little greedy. We definitely could have won that game if we just stuck to the Immortal instead of trying to go core, but...
That's what my chat was complaining about.
Just doing it for the content, you know?
Fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, I had questions. They're all gone now. So what was your favorite moment?
Ooh.
Thanks for the follow.
Let's see. Favorite moment. Okay, hang on. What maps do we even play? Oh, game 1. The Falstead gust into our fort. That was pretty pog.
Yeah, there were some really disgusting gusts that game.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've kind of felt bad for the enemy team for one or two of the gusts. I was just like, there's nothing you can do. That's just bye.
Yep. If you step up that far without knowing where the Falstead is, it's kind of over.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. It seemed like Cassia did a lot of work game 1, and the enemy team seemed to agree. I'm curious why Cassia wasn't picked on BOE. I know it's not her strongest map, but with how much of that seems to be a pocket pick, I'm just kind of curious.
I think Cassia is really strong. I think she's like really high priority pick on just about every map except for Battlefield, just because you need that kind of slot to be able to race. Okay. But otherwise, I think she's really strong.
That's fair. That's very fair. What's your favorite donut? My chat wants to know.
Like the pink one with sprinkles, like the Simpsons donut.
Oh, you can't go wrong there. Yeah, the classic.
Delicious. Yep.
I think that covers questions from me, so I will let the floor go to shoutouts for you.
Cool. Shout out to my team. Thanks for playing. Shout out to Hayes for filling in. It's been awesome playing with him again. I've been playing with Hayes for like 2 or 3 years now. We used to play on a team together, and now we're back together again.
That feels great.
And shout out to you for casting. Appreciate it. It's really nice to actually have a caster.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's about it. Shout out to the chat. What up?
Well, thank you very much for the awesome game, and I wish you luck going forward. I'm sure there are plenty of more exciting matches that I may or may not cast. We'll figure out later.
Awesome. All right. Have a good night.
You too.
See ya.
So with that, yes, Strawberry Frosted, he said. Unfortunately, I can't pass that along. The interview just ended, but it's been a pleasure casting for you guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you for the follows and bits that you guys gave me this stream. It always feels great to have more people joining my wonderful community. Yeah, I think that covers my farewell. I've been trying to cast more and more, so you guys will see more of me in the future, especially since we are entering playoffs. So, see you around. Fare thee well.